In this video, I'm going to be talking to Carly Clark. Carly is our Bounce Superstar of the Month, and she's going to be talking to you all about why she nearly gave up and what she did to ensure she got the love back into her practice. About also the woo chart that she had. I'll include the video at the bottom of the comments, and also that she set a massive 17 actions and completed 11 of those and hit her Bounce Tax Return Commitment Club target for 3 months on the trot. So let's get started. Hello. Today I am joined by Carly, who is our Bounce Superstar of the Month. Carly, if you just want to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and your practice.
So Carly Clark, and my practice is Conquer Accountancy. I help small businesses, really, quite a few different it's corporation tax, final accounts, management accounts, self-assessment, all the usual accountancy and bookkeeping bits and pieces. It's just me on my own. I've got a few subcontractors that I use for bookkeeping and payroll, but generally it's me overseeing everything day to day. And I've been going about 4.5 years now.
Excellent, thank you. So obviously the reason why you were our Bounce Superstar of the Month was because during the month you'd set 17 actions, completed 11 of them, which I think is a massive number. You'd also hit your target for the Tax Return Commitment Club. So you'd hit the target for 3 months, I believe, the last consecutive 3 months. You started your woo sheet or woo charts, which is Windows Opportunities, which is all about upsells. I was going to talk to you about the windows of opportunity to see how that had fared in the business. And if we get time, I will come back to it. But what I really wanted to talk to you about was, I know that you were going through a difficult point. And one of the reactions that we often get from sending out the Superstar of the Month is who me? I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about why you felt you didn't deserve it, and then to talk about the journey that you sort of went through on the back of that.
As I said to you when I opened it, I thought you'd got the wrong person. So so I really felt that I hadn't achieved much really. But then once I got it, I thought, okay, well, they must have made that decision for a reason. So I went back into Coach Accountable and looked at everything I had done for that month and thought, oh, well, actually, yes, I had ticked off, quite like you said, quite a few actions of things, and not just work, but actually bits that I wanted to do for my practice, on the back of, as I said, speaking to you and being a little bit overwhelmed. I think you have a massive goal, and it was like, I have no idea how I'm going to get there, but I don't know how to break it down. So then after speaking to you, I managed to do the woo analysis, break it down into really small parts, and just feel even if I just tick one bit off every few months, at least I'm getting there rather than being stagnant and doing nothing. Because I think that's what you do when you feel overwhelmed. You end up doing other stuff and thinking, I can't do that, and you don't do it, do you? So
Yeah, so from my perspective, I know when we had obviously the conversation, you'd got all this stuff, you couldn't see the end, I guess, is the biggest part. And do you just share how you felt at that time and what you were going through?
To be honest, I just thought, I'm just going to give up. I'm done with it. That was my real. I just thought, I'm sick of this. I'm going to go and get a job. I'm going to go in the office, come home, and never think about it again. Which I think I know everybody feels like that when you run your own business at times, don't you? Because there's just so much to do. You never switch off, and you feel a little bit like you're on this constant treadmill or hamster wheel, and you're going and going and going, and not actually getting anywhere with it. But as I said to you, speaking to somebody outside my business, getting an external view on that and saying, okay, let's just break it down slightly, made me, a bit more optimistic, shall we say, and just, get a few bits ticked off, carry on with the work. And actually, I've managed as well, I think where I know now I've got something to aim for, I do carve out, even if it's just an hour or two a week, to say, okay, work on that goal. the next step in achieving that. Whereas before, I think when I thought it's not achievable, I thought, well, I might as well just get on with the work, and did nothing on my practice. So
Okay, yeah. So you felt this sort of overwhelm and almost fear of failure and perhaps wanting to give up. So
yeah.
you've reached out. We've had a conversation, and and you've broken the stuff down. So my involvement is mainly just listening. But so you've broken this down, and then been able to sort of see a bit more positivity, and then got smaller chunks to then work on, as well as all the other stuff that's gone on. So you've still got that, but you've been able to do it. So one of those things, as you said, was the winners opportunities, which is upsell. So what did you do there? What was the purpose of that?
I think it was a useful exercise. I must admit, I always thought before, well, what's the point? People are not going to want, what they're having now. They're not going to want anything more from me. But actually, when I sat down and made a spreadsheet and listed all my clients and everything they're getting from me, and then I managed to think about each client, just each client in turn, and thought about conversations that I have with some of those clients and their pain points. And so, for example, there's one client, she's constantly in a panic about her bookkeeping. She has an admin assistant that does her bookkeeping, but she has a really high turnover because they tend to be quite young and they're just doing it to fill in. So I was like, well, actually, I can take that pain away. So just by having a conversation with her, I can benefit by getting that extra service, but also I'm helping her as well. And when I explained to her, look, by me doing the bookkeeping, it's going to mean your accounts are a lot quicker because I know it's right before I even have to start adjusting everything at the end of the year, because all these different people have been posting everything in the wrong place. So yeah, I think just looking at it client by client made me realise there are some services that I could offer to people. I'm really, I guess, like a lot of people, I really hate selling to people. I don't want to push myself onto them.
Mm.
But if I feel like I'm going to help them, then I will offer them that service. So that's what it enabled me to do.
Yeah, and just very quickly on that, we were one of our speakers at the mastermind group. We talked about upselling, and he said about having a mind shift of upserving. So what you've done is you haven't sold to your customer; you've given them a new solution to actually fix a problem that they've got. And I think once we set that as the actual approach, it's much easier to then get the sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, so off the back of doing the windows of opportunity chart, you're now selling more products to the same people. So I guess the exercise of going out and looking for new customers is obviously the harder bit, but by getting the more work in from existing customers, you've increased revenue and things like that.
Yeah, that's it really. And you know that those people are happy with you because the feedback that they give you. So it is easier to sell that extra service to them. And yeah, like I say, I feel that I'm helping them. You're invested in their business. I've worked with this lady for 4 years. So yeah, I wanted to help her out really and ensure that she's not working evenings and all the rest of it like everybody does.
Yeah, it's much easier for the know, like, and trust than it is for selling something new.
For a
No,
new
that's brilliant.
one.
So, out of all the things that you have done so far, what do you feel has given you the best benefit?
Um, Probably doing that woo analysis actually. So just so I can see where the gaps are, because when it's all in your head, obviously you forget certain areas and don't think about certain things, but having it all written down, all your services, all your clients, and highlighting where the gaps are, even if I don't want to approach that person now, I can go back to them in a few months. I can do it one by one, which feels less scary to me than
Yeah.
doing a mass, selling exercise to everybody. um,
No, that's great. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And as I said, congratulations for being our
yeah,
Bounce Superstar of the Month, because it
thank
is
you.
very well deserved. Because I know that the shift we shouldn't compare to anybody else when we talk about our own individual successes. When we talk about when I think about it, the shift that you went through in the position you felt to then going on and not just changing stuff, but actually achieving stuff and selling more and feeling better about it, for me is all the hard work that you do is very well deserved. So thank you very much.
You.
And thank you
I'm
for
still not
sharing
100% convinced, but yeah, thank you.
Well, it was definitely to you, so that's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thanks.